Hi, welcome to the lesson on units of conversion. So I would like to state this first of all. In order to convert from one measurement of unit to another, we use what's known as unit fractions. So this is where the use of the identity property of multiplication comes in handy. So what I mean by that is one is written in a form that'll help us convert the units. So let's go ahead and dive right into the lesson. Okay, so here is a basic units of conversion chart. You can go ahead and screenshot this if you would like to. But we have one on the next page, a smaller one that we'll utilize, okay? All right, so let's say that you are told to convert 80 inches to feet. All right, so the first thing you need to do here is just write 80 inches over 1. Okay, and you're going to multiply by a second fraction. Now, the numerator should contain the measurement we want in the answer. Okay, so first of all, how many inches are in a foot? So we know that there's 12 inches in 1 foot. Now this is where I want you to pay close attention. So now the denominator should contain the unit that needs to be canceled out with the same unit contained in the numerator. So that means we have to have 12 inches in the denominator, right? Because we have inches in the numerator and they will cancel. And now also, since we need to have feet, it has to be placed in the numerator, okay? So we place 1 foot in the numerator like so. So now we can go ahead and cancel out the units. So we have inches here, all right? And so you multiply across the numerators and the denominators now. So you have 80 feet over 12. All right? And so notice our answer isn't feet, which is exactly what we need because we have to convert from inches to feet. That's why we placed feet in the numerator. Okay, so let's take and divide. 80 divided by 12 is equal to 6.6 repeating. So let's say about 6.6 repeating, or approximately. Let me just, because I just want to stay consistent here. So 6.6 with a bar over it and feet. Okay, so 80 inches converted into feet is approximately 6.6 feet. Okay, so let's go over some more examples. All right, so let's say that you have to convert 4 pints to quarts. Or actually, you know what? Let's go with 12 yards to feet first. So we have 12 yards to feet. Okay, so the first step is to write 12 yards over 1. Multiply, and we are converting from yards to feet. So we have 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. So that means we have to place 3 feet in the numerator, right? Because that's what we want. That's the answer, right, that we're looking for, something in feet. So 3 feet over 1 yard. And notice we have yard in the denominator, so it's going to cancel with yards in the numerator. So we have yards here, we have yard here. And then we multiply across the numerators and denominators. So we have 12 times 3 feet, which is equal to 36 feet, because in the numerators we just simply have 1 times 1. So 36 feet. And of course, if you had this on a test or something like that, you will have to write the complete answer. You will have to say there are 36 feet and 12 yards, okay? All right, so let's go over another example. So what if you have, let's see, 4 pints that needs to be converted to quarts. Okay, again, 4 pints over 1 times, we want quarts to be in the numerator. Okay, so if you take a look at your conversion chart, we have 1 quart is equal to 2 pints. So we're going to place 1 quart over 2 pints. So this is exactly what we want, because the units of measure in the numerator and the denominator cancels. All right, we're converting from pints to quarts, so that means quarts is in the numerator. Multiplying across the numerators, we have 4 quarts over, multiplying across the denominators, 1 times 2 is 2. So 4 quarts divided by 2 is equal to 2 quarts. So there are 2 quarts in 4 pints. Okay, so let's go over a few more examples. So let's say you need to convert from weeks to hours, okay? So we'll say, let's say we're converting from 4 weeks to hours. Okay, so this is where I want you to pay close attention to. All right, so we can't just simply go from weeks to hours, right? We have to go in a step-by-step manner. All right, so we all know that there are 7 days in a week, right? So we have to go, let's see, let's first write 4 weeks over 1 times, and let me state this as well. There's going to be times, like in this case, where you have to convert from one unit to another by using several other units in between. So this will require us to multiply more than 2 fractions here. Okay, so that's what we're doing. So now if you take a look at your conversion chart, we have 1 week is equal to 7 days. So again, we want our unit of measurement, weeks, to be in the numerator because they have to cancel, right? So we have weeks over here, and remember there are 7 days in a week. We'll just put D right there for days, and then you multiply by, let's see, and we're converting from weeks to hours, so now we can go from days to hours, right? Because there's 24 hours in a day. All right, so we want day to be in the numerator, in the denominator, so we have 1 day. All right, and we have 24 hours. And notice we have hours in the numerator, which is what we want because we're converting from weeks to hours, okay? So now you can go ahead and solve. So let's go ahead and cancel our units. We have weeks, and then we have days and days. So that means we are left with 4 times 7 times 24 with nothing in the denominator to multiply because they're just ones, right? And this should be saying 1 week, right? All right, so now we have 4 times 7 times 24, which is equal to 672 hours. All right, so 4 weeks converted into hours is 672. So that's all we have for this lesson. Hopefully it was helpful to you, and I look forward to working with you in the next lesson. Take care.